Hey everybody, welcome on in to Sports Live in the 215. Today we will discuss the national championship game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, two storied programs, two programs that have not been to the mountaintop in such a long time. So this was a cool matchup to see, and both these teams had to fight, scratch, claw, bite, freaking kick, um, scream, whatever they had to do to get to the national championship as a 7 and 8 seed respectively. Um, but unfortunately, for the Fighting Irish fans, um, the Buckeyes came out on top, and we'll dive into it. Um, first, first, I just want to say, Will Howard, you played a freaking fantastic football game. Only throwing one incompletion, one in the first half, and I want to say 4 or 5 for the entire game. Um, Jeremiah Smith was absolutely excellent. I want to say um, he had 6 receptions. I know that for I want to say 66 yards and a touchdown. Um, one of the one of the um, one of the Ohio State running backs had two touchdowns as well. Their other running back had one. So yeah, there was just no stopping that offense, and like there was a point in this game where after each team's first drive, you thought, okay, this could shape up to be a shootout. Like, here we go. And after that first drive, I mean, Notre Dame really didn't have any answers for the um, Ohio State offense when the Fighting Irish were on offense. They just couldn't respond. Um, and with these quick strike offenses, when they go up against offenses that are more ground and pound and kind of rely on the running game, um, the the great running team, if they get behind by a couple scores, um, things can kind of start to snowball, and that's unfortunately what happened for the Fighting Irish. They had to they had to rely on their starting quarterback, whose name is escaping me at the moment. Give me 1 second. Um, the Ohio State defense, because they had such a big lead for the majority of the game, they forced Riley Leonard. That was the Notre Dame quarterback's name. Um, they forced him to throw the ball a lot, which he's really not comfortable doing, because his the Fighting Irish's offense runs through um, number 4, Jeremiah Love, the um, spectacular freshman running back. I mean, um, and when teams that again rely on the running game get down by a couple scores, the these types of games where they're against like a quick strike offense like Ohio State, they can start to snowball. And yeah, unfortunately for the Irish, that's what happened. I mean, I know, like, the second or the third quarter, Notre Dame made it a 2-score game, but then they stopped stopped the Buckeyes on a third down, and this is what I believe really turned the football game. One of the Notre Dame defenders shoves down Will Howard after the play, and it forces the refs to throw the flag and call a roughing the passer, which resulted in automatic first down um, for the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the Buckeyes went right down and scored, and the game was pretty much over from there. At that point, I want to say it was 34-15, or or um 20 29 it was 29-15. No, Notre Dame did get the ball back. They did score a touchdown and another 2-point conversion, but I think it was just maybe too little too late. Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Notre Dame. They haven't um held up the either the crystal ball or the um, national championship playoff trophy since 1988. I mean, the college football playoff has only been around for 10 years, so obviously they've never held that. If they've won a championship since if they've never won a championship since 1988, but you guys know what I mean. Um, yeah, it's really unfortunate for um, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Like I think with all this stuff like NIL and the transfer portal, which I think are bad for college football. Like NIL, I believe is bad. Like yes, I believe players should be compensated, but not to the level of professional athletes. I I believe they should have like maybe like um maybe like your highest paid players should probably get like two or $300,000. I um I I think that's a good like base salary for your highest of like highly paid players. I just don't think college kids should be signing deals for $1 million. That's just me. I do, however, think players should be paid. Please do not mistake that. I think that's good for the game. They should be compensated for the amount of money that schools make off them, and they put back into tuition, books, and things like that yes are important, but they're really expensive. So I believe for the ones that aren't going to make it to the professional level of their sport, whatever that may be, um like I feel like a $300,000 salary would definitely be enough to live on, and on the low end you could maybe do you could maybe have the guys on the low end making like um 100 100 and 150K. That's just an idea, sort of a salary cap, but definitely a loose one. I think that could work, but with the way college football is now, it's basically the Wild West. You got teams on the West Coast playing in the Big Ten. Like it's just um people making millions and millions of dollars in college, is absolutely crazy to me. Um, it's a wild time to be in uh, not just college college sports, but college athletics as a whole. I'm a part of the baseball team at Towson University. I took off this semester because I was dealing with some mental stuff, but and and like w- and like obviously we're a smaller school than your Ohio States, your Notre Dames, your Floridas. You get the picture. But our guys aren't making like $5 million in signing bonuses or NIL deals. It's like, what the hell is going on? But again, I really do think players should be paid. I think that's a certainly a positive change. I just don't think the way the NCAA is going about it is necessarily the correct way. And isn't the NCAA just known for doing something and then royally screwing it up? And that's what I believe they've done with the NIL stuff. They've kind of pushed it too far, sort of, I believe. But yeah, I thought getting back to the national championship before I wrap things up here, I thought there were points in the game where Notre Dame could have capitalized on some opportunities, but they made too many dumb mistakes. And when you're in a playoff type situation, if you make even one dumb mistake, it's game over because these teams are too good, and that's any sport. And it's really unfortunate to have like a couple calls here or there not necessarily change the outcome of the game, but because of the result of the ensuing drives, they did change the result of the national championship game, which is really unfortunate. Um, yeah. So this I thought the national championship was a it was just a bad football game um for a good chunk of it, and hopefully next year will be better. Um, with that being said, um, thank you guys for listening to this, um, and as always, have a great day.